All right, welcome to Furniture Restoration TV. My name is Ward Woods. Today we're going to be working on an antique phone bench. We're going to refinish the wood and then reupholster, put new padding, and fix the springs. So we're tearing all the upholstery and padding off so we can refinish the wood. We're reinforcing the bottom of the springs. The springs were coming out of the bottom and the support wasn't very well, so we're going to reinforce that. Now we're going to stain the piece. We've got everything taped off and plasticed off. We're going to go over it with a gel stain. The client's looking for a darker color to match their existing pieces, so we're going to go over the existing stain with a gel stain. As I mentioned before, it's important to scuff sand the piece to make sure to get the clear coat off, otherwise that stain won't stick and you'll have it just sliding right off. All right, we've got everything stained. Everything looks consistent throughout. Now we're gonna put 3 or 4 coats of clear lacquer over the stain to protect it. We let it dry 24 to 48 hours since it was an oil-based stain to make sure that all the vapors and fumes released. Now we're tying off the springs just to make sure they all stay in the upright position and sit correctly once we put the foam back on it and start upholstering. Now we're going to add the cushions for the seat. We're going to add some padding and then put dacron over it just to hold everything down and to give it that poofy feel once the fabric's over the top of it. We got the padding and the dacron down, all stapled and cleaned up. Now we're gonna add the fabric. And they picked a striped fabric, which is a little more challenging because now we gotta make sure that the lines are running straight throughout and there's some curves that add some challenges to the project. All right, we're getting a snug fit. All the lines are running straight front to back, which is nice. And we've got all the corners tucked in. We need to make sure we trim it up really nice on the bottom there because we're going to come back with some trim to cover up the staples in that edge, and we want it to be really nice and clean. Now we're going to cut the fabric for the front backing of the chair, and we're putting the dacron on the back to hold it for now. That's temporary. We're going to take it off and reinforce it once we get the front done. We're gonna put the stuffing in first, make sure we got it all padded nice and even, and then we'll come in with the fabric over. Once again, making sure we got those lines straight where they make sense, coming around the curves of that back there. So it's important that we get the back padding consistent and smooth so that there's no lumps, which is a bit of a challenge. All right, so we got the padding on the front, it's going smooth. We got the dacron on to cover it. That tidies everything up, gives us a nice little cush to it. Once we got everything apart, the top tray for the phone bench was loose. So we're gonna glue that down and nail it and clamp it to make sure it doesn't move at all and it's secure moving forward. Now we're gonna put the fabric on the back. We're gonna make sure the lines are running as straight as they can throughout the curve and make sense visually. All right, now I'm gonna try it out, just make sure there's no lumps and the back is supporting and there's enough padding in it. Once again, it's important to work with a clean edge there, because when we come back and put our trim on, it'll make our lives a lot easier if that's all cleaned up. All right, now we're gonna cut some backing strips for the back of this. We're gonna weave them through the back to create support, so when you lean back, all the stuffing and the pressure pulls on that, and that supports it, and not the fabric on the back that wants to push through. Now we'll attach the dacron on the back so we can do the fabric over the top of that. We start stapling in the middle so we can keep the lines running straight up in the middle and then work it out. And you don't want to pull it too tight with fabric that have lines in it, otherwise you'll get curves in that line. So you have to be cautious of how much pressure you're putting as you go. We've got the back upholstered and everything came out straight. Now we're gonna do the rounded part of the side tray. And on this, the fabric shows on the inside as visual and on the outside. So we're gonna have to put 2 layers on this rounded part. All right, we've got all the fabric done. We're gonna just cut everything, clean up our edges, get ready to put the trim on. That'll hide up all the edges and staples. We will go back, and any blemishes we made in the wood throughout the process, we're gonna do a touch up and probably spray another clear coat over it just to make sure it's good to go. All right, thanks for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and please like and subscribe. And a special thanks to our clients, Al and Lois, and their son, Steve. We appreciate you guys. Hope you're doing well. Al's 104, Lois is 98, and they're full of life. So I hope you're doing well. Take care.